There's a really cool story in the book of First Kings. I believe it's chapter 17, and it's about the prophet Elijah. God told Elijah to go into this small town where he would find a widow, and God told Elijah that this widow would provide for him a meal when he gets there. Now, what's fascinating about the story, a couple things. One is God told Elijah that he would already have, God would already speak to the widow, so the widow would be ready for the prophet when he gets there. But at this particular time, there was a severe drought going on. And in fact, it was so bad that this widow and her son had enough flour and enough oil to make one thing of bread, a loaf of bread, and then that was it. They were going to be out of food, and she was expecting that her and her son were going to die of starvation because there was nothing left. That's how bad the drought was. Yet God told Elijah to go find this widow and ask the widow to prepare something for him. It's interesting. And when he got there, he found the widow, and the widow said, I just don't have anything left. All I have is this little bit of flour and this little bit of oil. And Elijah, encouraged the widow to remember what God told her, and that if she would make this for him, that God would promise to give the widow enough flour and oil to last them all the way through the end of the drought so that they wouldn't starve. So she did what God told her to do and what the prophet Elijah asked her to do, and that is she made bread for him, and she also made bread for her and her son. And the Bible says that God continued to bless this widow with enough flour and enough oil so that they would have food to eat until the drought was over. It's a fascinating story about faith, about not allowing circumstances around you to discourage you from trusting God in those times. And I just, I wonder how often we get into difficult times in life, and we try to figure things out on our own, and we try to fix it, and we ultimately just stress ourselves to no end, and we make it hard on ourselves. God promises us this if we will trust him and seek his kingdom first. In other words, if we will say, yes, I want to live for you, God. God, you provide for me. If we live in such a way like that, with that kind of faith, God promises that he will give us the things that we need in life. It may not be what we want always or what we expect even, but God will give us what we need. So if I can help you work through some things in your life right now where maybe you are struggling and you wonder about what God is doing, maybe I can help you figure these things out and process it some. I'm here for you 24/7, and I want you to know that God promises you that if you will trust him and that if you will live for him, he will give you what you need. So I hope I can serve you, and I'm thankful that I'm your chaplain. Anything I can do for you, please let me know. Have a great day.